See, it's exactly in reverse. People usually think that to live in a city means to be civilized, and to live in the countryside or even in more secluded wild places makes one more uncivilized. But I believe and I see that it is actually in reverse. People which live in cities are actually like primitive creatures held in cages. They are, and they feel exactly like really washed down animals of sorts, tranquilized animals held in cages. So here in Romania, for example, there is young people usually have this impression that, oh, you know, I'm living the big life in the city, I'm so cool, you know, I'm so civilized, and I don't want to move on in the countryside. I don't want to live like savages, you know, like without so many conditions, without, you know, a barber shop and, you know, whatever conditions they have, like gym and all these things that you can find them in a city, you know. Oh, I don't want to go in the countryside and live like, you know, I'm downgrading, I'm uncivilized. If I go in the countryside, all my friends will laugh at me because I'm becoming this, you know, peasant or so of sorts. But God, if one looks like with clear eyes, what's happening to them is like it's in reverse. They are the animals in a way, the uncivilized one. They are held in cages, and people usually who live in the countryside and in more close proximity to the wild nature, they might seem more rough, they might seem even more violent sometimes, but their spirit is more awake. Something is more alive in people which live in closer proximity to nature. Yeah, nature is savage. The conditions are not easy, perhaps. It's not like, you know, going out of your apartment and walking 5 minutes to a supermarket or something. Yeah, you have to drive maybe 1 hour to the closest city to get what you need. Or you might find local resources among the people who sell them seasonally, you know. Yeah, it implies a different type of lifestyle. Conditions are difficult, more difficult perhaps. Although in the countryside you have, like, the majority of people live a decent lifestyle, you know. But this is my observation, because I've seen these young people living in cities, and whenever I go again in a city, I see the same thing. I look at them and just like, if they would realize that they live like caged animals. They are like these really caged animals, extremely afraid, extremely angry because they are so afraid, extremely repressed. It's like they steam with repressed anger and hate, and it's because they are living so limited and so enclosed, but their mind is playing tricks on them, making them think that they are living the big life, but they are suffering. They are suffering, and it's interesting that their mind does not allow them to realize that they're suffering. Their mind is tricking them to think that they are actually thriving and enjoying. So the surprise comes sometimes with some of these people, that whenever they do, for a reason or another, either a friend invites them or something happens, that they do come and stay a bit longer, like a week or so, in a village or somewhere more closer to nature, you know. That's something you can see how they become enlivened. I've experienced this with some friends in the past, where I've invited them to some thermal waters in wild nature, and at first when they arrived, they took the train, and they arrived and they came with this, you know, city things, city mind style. Oh, we don't want to go now. I've invited them, and as they arrived, I told them let's go and make a bath, you know, because I know a place here in Romania which has these thermal waters. They are really incredible, the effects that these waters have on the psyche, the mind and the body. Like, it changes you. It's just making a bath in these waters. It just rejuvenates one in undescribable ways. Like, I can't describe. And they arrived with the train. I knew they needed a reset, you know. They needed to experience something different in themselves. So I told them, like, let's go and make a bath. They're like, oh no, maybe tomorrow. Oh, let's go to a coffee shop. Where is the pizza? Where is the coffee shop? Where is the, you know? They were freaking coming from the city with the same freaking mindset, you know, trying to find the same things that they are accustomed with in the city. That's their first thought. Where do we drink a coffee, smoke a cigarette, and do the things, you know, that we are doing there as well. Well, you're here now, and I've insisted, you know, no, let's go and make a bath. Let's go and make a bath, you know. And there was one woman, I remember, she was like, nah, okay, she really didn't want it. No, I feel tired, I want to go to the accommodation place and take a nap, and, you know, maybe tomorrow, and then, no, let's go and make a bath, you know. And finally, somehow, I don't remember exactly how, but we decided to go to the bath, and we made a bath, and man, it's like, I remember, I didn't told them, by the way, nothing about the waters, because that's the thing, it had to be real. So I didn't told them, like, look, these waters have some properties, and no, they thought they are just some thermal waters. Oh well, yeah, hot water, bubbly hot water, you know. So I didn't want to tell them anything about the effects that I know these waters to have, you know, because I didn't want to influence them. Maybe they didn't felt anything, but after the bath, it's like their faces changed. They were all of the sudden a lot of energy, you know. They were tired before because they came with the train. They made 6 hours on the train or something like this, and all of a sudden they were like, oh, what do we do now? You know, previously to the bath, they wanted to go to the accommodation room to sleep, to, you know, you do the same things that they were accustomed with. I don't know, just scroll the phone, look at things for half an hour, 1 hour to relax, you know. And then after the bath, they were rejuvenated, man, and just their faces were different. They were smiling, they were full of energy. It's like their complete attitude was different. So this is the effect. This is what wild nature does to us, and we believe it's a pain in the ass, you know. I don't want to go. Nah, yes, I don't have bathroom there. I don't have the conditions, you know. Yeah, but no, I have to only stay 1 day because I can only poop if I have these conditions in my bathroom, or there has to be this type of bathroom, otherwise I cannot poop, you know. It's like, see, people became, what the heck happened to us? Like, what the heck happened to humanity? When did we became so freaking baby cries and weak individuals? And come on, dude, it's like to go and freaking take a dump in freaking wild nature. It's just easy. Like, humanity has been doing it for thousands of years, probably, let's say, if we would believe the earth exists for that much amount of time, because, you know, I I kind of disbelieve history, but that's another thing. So, but anyway, you know, just go and freaking take a dump in the wild nature. What's the deal? Like, allow a bug to bite you. Get dirty with the things. So people come and sometimes they have all these things with them to clean themselves immediately. If it's a bit of dirt or a bit of they've put their hands onto something, like, come on, grab something from, you know, an apple falling on the ground and you just eat it, you know. It's just, you won't die out of that. It's just, actually it might be beneficial, because I even remember reading that, you know, the vitamin, or I don't know what type of vitamin, which is hard to find, it's actually found in soil, and if we would eat a bit of soil, it has that type of vitamin. I don't know which one, but in any case, it's like, come on, just roughen up a bit, you know. People living in cities, they are like just these thin, vulnerable creatures that they have to have all these, like, you know, these small chickens that they leave always cramped up among them, and just being fed, you know, from the supermarket, being washed with that chlorinated water pouring from their, you know, city water system, and just everything is just, where's the immune system? Not only physical immune system, but psychical immune system, you know. Where's the mental immune system? Where's the mental strength? Where there is none. Because all these things, all these, you know, wait a bit. Commodities that people have, it makes them weak. Even if they go to the gym and now they show you their muscles, you know, oh, I'm so strong, I'm such a strong man, I'm lifting how many pounds of weight, and just, they're weak mentally, they are weak, even physically, even if they have muscles. They are weak individuals, because this is what living in the city cage does, because it's like living in a chicken farm. Like, the chickens are being fed with all sorts of antibiotics and sprayed with things not to make diseases, similar to how people are, you know, given that chlorinated water to not make diseases and be able to live in the cities cramped together. It's just exactly like a farm. It is a farm. Living in a farm is not like living in a wild. It's like living in a farm makes you weak. As I said, not only physically, but mentally and soulfully weak. Your spirit is broken down. Your spirit is weakened in a city. Yeah, it's tougher to live in the wild. Definitely, it's cold. When it's cold, you don't have so many conditions. Maybe there's not so much food available immediately. You have to schedule somehow your lifestyle. Maybe you get bruised from time to time when you go outside. There are plants that might sting you. There are things there. There are animals that might come. But all these, let's say, dangers just strengthens us in a way, because we have to be vigilant. We have to practice so many skills, you know, attention, awareness, communication with nature. That's what you learn, especially if you live in wild nature. You learn how to perceive extremely subtle cues. And there is not so much help available. Maybe the hospital is, you know, half-hour away. You're much more, let's say, on your own. And this requires you to, psychologically, it strengthens you. Because if you have a headache, let's say, there's no drugstore immediately to go and pick up a pill. Not that I encourage any pills, by the way. I discourage completely any type of pill, unless there is a completely extreme case. Because those pills, by the way, it's definitely clear what they are created to do. Just to kill us. They kill us slowly, mentally, emotionally, but soulfully and physically eventually. But in any case, people usually, when they have a headache, they just extend their hand a bit and they find some pills. Or if not, they go to the drugstore instantly, The pill that kills, of course. So, yeah, it's tougher to live with fewer commodities and conditions. But this toughness is what strengthens us. It strengthens our body, it strengthens our mind, it strengthens our soul. It enlivens our spirit. Because I can tell you, spirit is created. Spirit is one of the most peaceful forces in existence. Spirit is never this type of love and light and beauty and let's have cozy and beauty and everything nice and hugs and love. And spirit is really fierce. Spirit is truly fierce. And if we are not fierce, if we are not fire, then our spirit is asleep. It's period. That's the formula. Usually our spirit is broken down and completely asleep when we live in the so-called commodity of the city. We are just completely numbed. There is no true spirit awake. Or if there is just barely there. Just like a flame which is just like a hot coal. Just no flame anymore, just the smoke coming out of it, perhaps. Look at this, look at wild nature. Spirit gets enlivened when it stays and approaches wild nature, because wild nature is spirit's partner. Wild nature is the feminine and spirit is the masculine. And of course, when spirit gets closer to nature, the masculine gets closer to the feminine, and they are meant to be together. This is why spirit gets enlivened whenever we are staying more and more in wild nature. It's like a man which starts to burn when he is in the proximity of his lover, his beautiful lover. This is how spirit gets enlivened, when it is in the proximity of true wild nature.